Welcome, everyone. It's Miss Gisa, and today I have a very special guest, an author of many books and a retired teacher. Welcome, Carole Cliffe.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us. So, today we're going to talk about two out of the many books that Carole has written. And Carole, your latest book, Emma's Eye-Opening Experience, highlights the themes of confidence, while your book, Alowishes Unusual Birthday, tackles responsibility. Can you tell us what inspired both of these storylines?
Sure. So, Alowishes Unusual Birthday is basically teaching about responsibility, and I was inspired by my classroom. My fifth grade class had very kind hearts, and they wanted to do something at Christmas, make gingerbread cookies for their little kindergarten friends. And I put on the board what to bring and their names. Tom's going to bring flour, somebody's going to bring sugar. And it was the day of the baking, and I got a bowl and flour, and I got a lot of excuses. My mom didn't pack it. I left it in the car, all of that. And we couldn't bake. I said, I'm really sorry. And one of the kids said, but Mrs. Cliff, we thought if we didn't bring it, you would bring it right away. Right away, it clicked. And that was during the time when there was so much bailout going on in our country. So the kids pick up on things. And this was a lesson, unfortunately, we're not going to bake. But someone saved the day. His name was Alan. We called him Al for short. And Alan, it was recess time, and he wrote down the names. I didn't ask him to. I was correcting papers, not even looking. Everybody was outside. And he went out on recess, and everybody started writing it on their hand. And in 2 days, he saved the day. So that's why I named it Aloysius, Unusual Birthday, because the lion wants a birthday, and Raffy the rabbit hops up with carrots, and the beaver's going to build a cake, and the squirrel's going to bring nuts, and it's going to be a great party. I couldn't use the names of the kids,
Sure,
so I used
sure.
the animals.
I love it.
So that's why that was the inspiration for that one for sure. Uh, basically, as a teacher, I want to teach life skills, and I think taking responsibility for your actions and your behavior is something very important. A lot of my books teach good character values, respect, cooperation, gratitude, responsibility, and those. Um, and you mentioned about Emma.
Yes.
So Emma um, was inspired by the gym. Going to the gym and the girls looking in the mirror, oh, if I could change this, I could do this, if I change whatever. And really not celebrating the uniqueness of who they are, comparing themselves with others. And we have a lot of that going on,
A lot.
especially with social media.
Yeah.
So um, this little girl is teased and bullied because of her glasses and the way that she dresses, and she just thinks if she could change her image with contacts and really cool clothes, that she'll be accepted. And she tries out for a musical at her school. She wins. There's glamour. There's glitter. It's wonderful. And then all that fades away. What are you left with? She's left with herself. So she starts writing about her feelings, and she gains so much confidence in herself. And at the end of the book, she's celebrating herself and her unique talents. So that's how that one came about.
Very important, very important, and I agree. I think it's always been an issue with, airbrushing in magazines and just always in the past, but especially with the social media, I think that is a really good message for girls and boys to hear. So you answered my next question, was going to be, your characters do feel real, and if there were people in your life that inspired those stories, which you've answered. Thank you. What is one message you hope your readers, especially the younger ones, will take away from reading your books?
Good character traits, positive traits for life skills, getting
Yeah.
along with one another, cooperation, um, and like I said, celebrating the uniqueness of who you are.
Yeah.
But basically, I think there's just a moral ozone, and these values. There's so much attention. When I wrote some of these books, especially Alowishes and some of my others, there was a lot of emphasis in the education field for keeping up with other countries, computers coming in, and all that character education kind of went to the side and really diminished.
Hmm.
And the reason I brought that back was I was inspired by the fact that after Columbine and that shooting, and we've had several since, those boys were extremely intelligent. I'm sure their SAT scores were high and whatever, but there wasn't that compassion and consideration for others. And um, I actually got to go to a conference where the one of the speakers passed around a golden torch, and on that torch was inscribed the names of the 13 kids that had died. And he said, when you hold this torch, make sure you're educating the heart as well as the mind. And that was the inspiration that I just took off on writing a lot of books about character values.
Yeah, I'm sure that was a very powerful experience
Mm.
and touching one. Thanks for sharing that with us. If you could spend a day with one of your characters, and you have many, who would it be, and what would you do together?
Well, the one that saves the day in Aloysius is an owl.
Okay, I love
And
owls.
then an owl is very wise, but the owl can turn his head all the way around. Now, when I'm teaching, if I could have eyes in the back of my head, that would be really great as a teacher, don't you think?
But you do, Carol. So isn't that what we tell our kids? I have eyes in the back of my head.
And then, I could fly off to other trees and yeah, see new things, new sights or whatever. But the owl is a takeoff. I told you that the boy that saved the day was named Alan. We can call him Al for short. So it's a takeoff on the words. But um, I think the character I would be the owl.
I love that. And I love owls, and they're wise.
Well, my husband had 225 owls.
What?
Yes.
Well, that's
He
a fun fact.
Yeah, he had him in his office, and when I was clearing out the office, I started counting. And I mean, they're made out of everything: plaster, pewter, crystal,
The
steel.
owls were his
Like
favorite as
every,
well.
every one of our trips. So I guess my character would be the owl.
I
I have
love
owl
that.
pajamas too.
Aw. Well, Carol, can you tell us where readers and listeners can find all your books?
Sure. A couple of my books are on Amazon. You can also order them through BookBaby, which deals with Amazon.
Okay.
But you can also find them on my website. And I just love for you to go to my website, which is www.characterbuildingconcepts.com. Concepts has an S on it. So characterbuildingconcepts.com.
Wonderful. We'll have it flashed on the screen and we'll also have it in the show notes. We just are thrilled that you came on with us to share your books. And we hope our readers will take a look at all your other ones. And hopefully, when you have some new books, we'll have you back.
Thanks so much.
Thanks
Thank
for being with us.
uh-huh.
And friends, check out Carol's books, and we'll see you again soon. Bye. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to like and subscribe to support our channel.